Hello everyone and welcome to Attingham Park. Oh, what is that building at the end of this field? I wonder. Well, I did all of the harvesting contracts, got them all finished, and now I've been able to build this. Now the reason I built it off camera is because I realised that if it went wrong with the placing, I wanted to be able to modify it, so I decided I'd just build the thing off camera, and I seem to now be stuck. Yes, I'm stuck in the mud. Okay, well, we can still get this lot unloaded. We do need a second ingredient to actually be able to use this place, but I think, there we go, filling the shelves with tomatoey goodness. Now, we still need to buy water. Wow, these are really draining out slowly. It only takes 6,000 litres. So I've only bought up a small amount of what we actually had down there. Because we have a lot more tomatoes down at the greenhouse. I think I'm probably going to set them to distributing. Hopefully, distributing will actually send them up here. That's probably the better way of doing this. So let's do that now while I still remember. Head here and what do I need to do? I need to change from spawning to distributing. There we go. So that should now start sending tomatoes up to here. Now, of course, the big job we need to do today, because it has to be done today, is getting the field seeded. And I'm already prepared for that. I've bought the seeder up here. I've bought a bunch of seed up. I've also filled the seeder, so we're going to be able to get cracking. But before we do that, obviously we need to get all of this emptied. And on top of that, this machine does not require water to run. It requires mineral water. I don't know why I said machine, because really what I mean is the other thing. Factory. This is a placeable after all, a production factory. Right, they are still dropping down, good. So yeah, I can still put another 4 boxes in, I think. But I won't do, not just yet. And the shelves are getting very, very full. There we go. So that's going to be 4,000 litres when it's full. How much water does it take? 3,000 litres of water. So I might have to fight here to get out. Yeah, well, there we go. This Landy does not really like having so much weight on it. Which means perhaps there's a better trailer I can get. Something that's more suitable for the Land Rover. But for now, let's just quickly dash over to the shop. Now, we obviously had spare sugar beet and spare corn. The sugar beet, I've just dropped it up at the BGA. We're going to need to get that cut, but that's a job for a different episode. I also need to get the corn put into the silo, because the truck that they gave us was way too big for me to be able to reverse it into the silo pit. So I had to just dump it in the sheep area, and it needs to all be moved. Right, now we want to buy, it's here, in pallets we've got, where is it? This one. So these are 500 litres, we need 6 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So let's go and stick those in the back of here. I don't think these are very heavy. 50 kilos. Well, that's not light, but it's not super heavy either. There we go. And we'll put the other set in a different area where we've got another strap. There we go. Perfect. Because I want to strap them down so that I don't make a mess. And hopefully this won't be as heavy. The Landy should deal with this much better. There we go. So let's now head over to our new production facility. Now I can feel the weight, but it's not as bad. And I should be using indicators here, but I'm not, because I'm a rebel like that. If I did that in ETS2, I would moan at myself, and I'm sure someone would point out to me that it was not the right way to drive. So I shouldn't really do it on Farming Simulator. And you can see that I am skidding out still. He's still not a big fan of this. And I could extend the field, but as I said when I was doing all of the modifications, I don't think it's the right time to be doing that. So we'll switch him off because we don't need him on anymore. And I'm interested to see which shelf gets filled. Okay, it's not there. Ah, it's this one over here. Okay, cool. Now there are actually two doors. There's a door around the back, but I would say this is the main loading entrance. So this is where we're going to put it. And this is going to give us a bit of extra income. There we go. We could probably turn him on now, actually. Open production menu and activate. And he's going to be storing, so we can see 10.2 plus 3.9 is going to give us 5.8. So we are losing tomatoes in this process. But I don't mind, because if we look at the price, so tomatoes at their best 1,000, and the tomato juice, which I don't even know where we're going to sell the tomato juice actually. Here it is. There's no selling points, so I need to add a selling point. I know where to put one, or how to put one in, so I will do that, because otherwise we're scuppered. We've got no selling. I'm pretty sure there's actually something in the mod that talks about this, but I'll have to double check. For now, let's just get him loaded up, and he is now producing, albeit very, very slowly. So we've got 14 litres of tomato juice, which if we head into here, the tomato juice is there, but there's no sell point. So we've got 16 litres. Maximum price, so it knows what the maximum price should be. Maximum price should be 3,800. That is massive. 3 times more than the tomatoes. Right, anyway, enough rambling. Let's get here. And this is obviously going to be a bit of a time lapse because we've got a lot to do. So, why is he not turning on? He's not turning on because he's not one of those. Yeah, okay, he is seeding. Good. I'm just being stupid. I thought for a moment that he was not going to seed, and I was very, very concerned. So we'll get some headlands done first, because that's going to make life easier. And yeah, so the sugar beet that we've got needs to be cut. I need to lease the cutter. I'll lease an adapter as well, because the last time we did it with the telehandler, because of the extra power that it gives. Well, the extra weight, I suppose, as well. It handles big buckets much better than our front loader would. But the tool itself is a front loader tool, which is why we have to use an adapter on the telehandler to be able to actually pick up the bucket. But it's fine. It's not a big cost. The adapter, I think, is only something like 450. So spin round, Shouldn't really be driving on the seeded area, but we are. Let's get this bit done. Now I can see the variable seed rate. I'm currently using a low amount of seeds, which is nice. And we're going to head back to this end. I think we're going to do one more. Well, maybe we don't need to actually. So let's just head over here. I've got spare seed, but I don't think we need it. So the tree is in the way. Here we go. Now it could be that there are some small bits that get missed because the seeder bumps. And if that happens, I think we can live with it. I'm not too worried. It would obviously be better if it doesn't do that. But if there's some very small patches left, I don't mind. And there's this annoying patch of grass that would not be removed by the cultivator. I need to plough it. Oh, and it is actually turning our grass into wheat. It's interesting, I didn't know it would do that. I was not aware. And it's getting very dark, I have to say. I was not expecting it to be this dark already. I mean, I know it's October, but still, I think we actually need to put the lights on. So, head back round, and then we can start the up and down rows, which we'll do as a time lapse. There we go. It's just in that tree area, actually, the area of the wooded area of lots of trees. It's quite dark there because they're blocking the sun. Out here is better. Okay. So, we'll head down to the other end, and I think we will then start. It's been a busy day in October. Right, let's begin a time lapse.
And you seem to agree with me, but when there's complications, you withdraw and leave me to be. When there's a problem, you become like a wall, and every time I trip, it's a free fall. Why don't you help me the way I help you? You don't have to save me, just be my parachute. When I'm feeling down, you're just not there, making sure I'm okay. Why don't you help me the way I help you?
there we are. That was actually nice and quick. I thought it was going to take a lot longer. I don't know why I thought it was going to take a lot longer, but yeah, that was pretty smooth. Apart from my driving at the very end there, trying to park the cedar, where I instead managed to smash the cedar. Right, I'm going to drop that here, because as that was a quick job, what we're going to do is we're going to do the rolling. We don't have to do rolling, but it's really good if you do. So it'd be good if we could get something small, something that this guy can pull. Now I haven't tried this one. That's fairly small, that should work. How big is our cedar? 5.2. Because I don't want something that's too big or it could end up making a mess. That's 5.2. But that's quite big and heavy. That's 6.4. Now one of these I've used and it actually started digging up the field. I think we're going to go with this one. We'll go with Cambridge rollers. Yeah, Cambridge rollers. We'll lease that. Right. Now I'm going to go and quickly pick that up and test it. If it works, then there'll be a small patch of the field that has been rolled already. Just a very small one. If it doesn't work, I'll be back with a different roller. So I'll see you in a second. Good news, it appears to be working. So, we'll get this field rolled out now. And then the only thing that's missing from this field is some nitrogen. Now I don't remember if I actually scanned this field, which could be a slight issue, but even if I didn't scan it, I do have a solution, and that is to fit the sensor to the front of the tractor, and then with that sensor I can see what the nitrogen requirements are as we actually go over here with the sprayer. We have a small sprayer, but I don't know if it's actually going to be sufficient. Well, I always forget that rollers take a while to drop down. I may have made the same mistake at the other end. I'll have to check. But at least it's working, and this, although it's fairly small, it's also pretty cheap. Now I'm not a big fan of the colours we have right now, but I could buy one of these for the farm so that we've got one. Because for example, whatever we plant next year is going to need to be rolled. So it's not a bad idea for us to own a roller. Obviously if we could have a monster roller it would be even better, but we don't have a monster tractor to put it with. So sort of swings and roundabouts really. If we wait to buy a nice big roller and then can't pull it, it seems fairly pointless. So we have to buy a new tractor first. And new tractors don't come cheap, so we need to make the money for that. We are in a good way though. We've got a lot of money, a lot stored up in hay, silage. We've now got £100,000 worth of soybeans waiting for the right price. So that's going to be a big payday when we finally sell them. So yeah, I'm not concerned about money. We have plenty of it. Now, I need to be careful here because I don't know what happens if I roll over the grass. I have absolutely no clue, and I don't really want to find out. I'd like to avoid finding out if possible. So drop him down again. Okay, so if you roll over the grass, apparently it does nothing. That's good. Just adjust the angle slightly. There we go. And because we've already done a time lapse in this field, I'm not going to do a second time lapse. I will jump cut to get the field finished. Probably need to put those lights back on as well. Yeah, and then we'll have a look at the mess I've made. And that'll probably be it for the episode, because I want to try and keep the episode nice and short. I want to keep all the episodes nice and short if I can, but I usually fail spectacularly. All the episodes tend to be really long, even though I don't want them to be. Just one of those things, it's very difficult. Like at the moment it says 28 minutes of recording, but some of that was time-lapse, and a little bit of it was me faffing around that I'll probably cut from the video. It's quite tricky to keep an eye on the exact time. That's why it always varies. Anyway, we've seen enough in this field now, I think. In fact, we're spending the entire episode up here because of the tomato production there. So, I will now see you when the rolling is done. Alright, that's folding up and the field is now rolled. And I just had an idea. I'm not going to do it now, so let me know in the comments what you think. But we've got all of this space by here, the area which I said we could turn into a field. There's a fair amount of space here. We could put another production, but I don't know which one. Or, alternatively, we could put a greenhouse. However, if we put a greenhouse here, we might not have room for another production if we need it. So I don't know yet what to do. Now, in terms of what we can put to sell, I need to check something quickly. There is nothing mentioned on the mod about how to sell it, but I think I've got a mod installed. It's not one that I would normally have, but it's one that a friend uses on their server, so I've just got it downloaded, and I don't know if I've got it turned on, but it's called Sell Everything. It's probably a selling points, isn't it? That would be smart. So there is this one actually, this small pen we can put down where we can sell stuff. Now, can we put this in an area that we don't own? For example, can I go and dump this in the back of the shop? It looks like I maybe can. That would be very good if I can. Oh, I can, okay. So that means that we can now sell this stuff. And we've got 475 litres so far, so if I now look at... He's almost full actually. Time saving stock check, not that. Here. I can now see that the price is currently 4,253. So it's around the top end. Right. So, one thing we need, I believe, to be able to sell is some blue pallets. Now, I also want to have a look at something quickly. I think that I've got... Yeah, here we go. That's the bike. That's the transport trolley. And that's also a transport trolley, but how do we use that? Is that by hand? Yeah, it is. Right. We're going to buy this. No, it does not need GPS. Oh look, that's really cool, sack. Yeah, so you got that transport trolley as well. Right. Let's head over. Oh, we can't tap to it. Interesting. So we need to head to the farm. Yeah, head to the market even. So by here, we've now got this. Now, I apologise because it is very late. There we go, so we can now... It says without conditioner. Well, yes, definitely without conditioner, I think. Okay, now the other thing we need to buy is in here, the pallets. Plastic box, yes. Box to transport bottles of strawberry. Box to transport cans of tomato juice. Yes. Let's get ourselves, I don't know, 4? Okay. Now we should be able to load these up. Whoops. Oh, perfect. We can put them directly on. This is a nice idea. I'm going to blow my own trumpet here, but I'm really glad that I remembered that this mod is actually available. So this is the one, oops, that would normally you'd get on Hofburgeren, but the pack itself is available as a mod. It's just a mod that you get when you install Hofburgeren. So what that means is I can use this now. So I am now going to drive / walk over to the farm shop, you know what I mean, the other place, and we'll get these filled. Well, it turns out that I needed the bike because the other vehicle, the trolley, was actually slower than me walking, which is obviously ridiculous. So off we pop. I have absolutely no idea how we get these filled. We're going to discover this together. It could all go Pete Tong. How do we get this to fill? That is the question. Not by there. Okay. And if we drop you by here, nothing. So, what if we change you? I don't understand. I don't understand. How does this work? Right. I don't know. 4 pallets have been spawned. Where have they spawned is the big question. Ah, I see. They all get knocked over. That's pretty cool. So then if I put them into that, let's turn the lights on. I'm pretty sure there's a light switch around here. Ah no, it was over here, wasn't it? That's better. Don't go falling over. There we go. So that's how we put it in. Right. So now let's spawn the rest of them. 7 pallets. And we won't sell this today. We're just gonna get this filled up. We can put it onto the back of the bicycle. Once it's full, it seems it's got to be a, yeah, it's a little fiddly sometimes with the trigger. There we go. So we can put this, I don't know, put it by here. And then we'll grab the others. These are all reusable as well, which is very nice. So I can sling those in here. But it is producing a fair amount of tomato juice. Maybe we don't need 4 things, but you see, we've got plenty of tomatoes, mineral water, and the juice is flowing. So that is gonna be it for today. But thank you everyone for joining, and I am gonna see you very soon. Bye bye.